Hey guys, welcome back to another exciting session of AWS CloudFormation. So what is CloudFormation? Why we use it? Is it required? Yes. So this is infrastructure as a code. How to start? Just install AWS CLI, configure your AWS CLI, create a template and upload a template. Done. So let's deep dive into it. Now you have to have one AWS account available. I already have it. And you have to have one IAM role available. Simply search for IAM. Click here. Wait for it. Till then open your VS Code. Create new folder on your desktop. Name it whatever it may be. I'm going to name it CNF or CFT more precisely. CloudFormation template. Just maximize this. Click here, open your terminal and close this thing. Create a new file, or else you can install this extension as well. So simply search here, search for AWS, hit enter, wait for it. Till then you can see the screen is loaded. You can select here in users. You can create a new user. I already have 2 users. I'm going to create one more. Simply click here on add users. Wait for it. Name it test. Select here access key, programmatic access. Next, provide permissions. I'm going to select admin permission. You can select according to yours. Next, this is an optional thing which is required for tagging things. Okay. Next, review it and just create a user. It will take some time. Till then you can see the AWS CLI. Click here, install this thing, and you don't need to worry about anything else. So Ctrl+Shift+P. You can see search for AWS commands. You can see there are lots of things are out there. So we need to create a new CloudFormation template. So select here. Okay. Just select your folder. Name it. I'm going to name it template. Hit enter. It can be JSON file or YAML file. It's all up to you. I'm going to choose YAML file. It looks nice. So you can see we got a access ID and secret code. Now what we have to do? Let me okay. So now you need to do AWS -- version. So if you don't have AWS CLI already inside your system, what you can do is simply search for aws.amazon.com/CLI. Hit enter. And here we go. You can see this is available for Windows, Mac OS and Linux. You can download this according to your system. After that, you can choose AWS configure and you need to define access key. You can see I already have it. So if you don't have it, so you can grab this from here. Simply paste this thing here and hit enter. Okay. After that, you can see the secret key. You can grab this secret key from here and paste this thing. And this is your region. I'm from Nagpur, India, for Maharashtra specifically. So I got AP South 1 region. So you can choose your region from here. Okay. According to your region, the buckets, kind of all the resources which is dependent on your specific region will be get created in that particular region. So this is important. So choose according to your region. Hit enter. Now default output format will be JSON or YAML or YML, whatever it may be. It's all your choice. After that, once you configure it, you are able to hit AWS commands. So you can simply search for AWS, let's say S3 LS. So it will list all the AWS S3 buckets that I have created. So you can see I have only one bucket. Okay, so now we don't need to worry about this thing. For more, you can simply search for help. Okay, and you will get all the things that you need to know. Okay, hit Q. This is it. Now we'll start our resources. Hit enter. You can name any resources, you can create any resources. So I want to create a new S3 bucket, so you can name it, let's say S3 bucket. You can name it whatever it may be. Okay, after that the type is required. So inside type you will define that I want AWS S3 bucket. This is it. Now here you need to define properties. Inside properties you can have multiple things, like for specifically we need access control. Okay, so for now I'll be using access control public read. So this is my access control. So this is it. Okay, now this is my normal template. So AWS template format version will be default this. No worries, don't worry about this. Okay, and this is your description about your template. So this template is about creating S3 bucket. This is it. So resources, where you can create your resources. You can create multiple buckets. You can copy paste this thing multiple times for multiple things. Okay, and you can name it whatever it may be, like let's say 2. So for now I'll be using only one bucket. Now here's the thing. Now hit pwd. You will get your current location. Okay, here I have a template.yaml file. Why? Because now I'm going to create stack. So you need to create CloudFormation. Okay, create stack. Now inside that you can see you need to define, you can directly hit enter as well. You will get suggestions. Let's see what we got. We can hit help. So from that help we'll get the further things that we need to know about create stack. Okay, every time the AWS CLI will suggest you what to do. Okay, so I need this stack name, I need to define stack name, I need to define template body. This is it. No worries. Now I can hit Q. So my stack name, which is stack name, is a template. After that I need template body. In that template body I need to specify the path. You can copy this thing from here and you can paste this thing here, but before that we need to use file : // and after that we need to specify name, template.yaml file, the name of file. This is it. Hit enter. Now you can see this is created. Now how I'll check that? So you can do one thing. You can search for CloudFormation and click here on CloudFormation. So you can see you will be greeted by this screen, and here the template that we just uploaded is finished. You can click here and now you can see inside events we got created. This is the process. Okay, Now you can check this process from your terminal as well. So AWS CloudFormation list stacks. Hit enter and you can see all the things that you can check from here as well. Okay, and now just hit Q. This is it. Now if you want to learn more, you can do one thing. Simply hit help after CloudFormation. You will get lots of command related to CloudFormation. Create stack, stack instances, stack set, lots of other things. Okay, now hit Q again. Let's try to update something. Now imagine if I don't need this thing. Okay, now if I want to create one EC2 instance, so what I'll do is I'll say EC2 instance, and we need to define type, of course. Inside type I'll say AWS EC2 instance. This is it. After that we need to define image ID. Inside image ID we need to define ID that we'll get from EC2. Let's go to EC2 and click here on EC2. Now you need to create new instance from here. Okay, just click here, no need to create anything. You will get the IDs from there. Okay, here you will see these are the IDs that we need to get. So let's say I need to create Ubuntu. So grab this thing, copy this thing and simply paste here. After that we need key pair. And what is key pair? Let's understand. Go back to dashboard. Okay, and inside here you can scroll down. These are the key pairs which will help you to get connected with your SSH. So you need to create one. Let's say Mahesh. Okay, create a new pair. And now this Mahesh that you can access from here. After that we need to define instance type. Of course you should know this is T2 micro and lots of others are available. So again, if you wanna see, you can click here on dashboard. Again you can launch a new instance, and once you select any one of them, okay, so you will be greeted with another screen with the type. This is the type. There are lots of type available: T1 micro, T2 micro, large, small, the type of instances we can say. These are, you can choose any one of them. This is it. And this one is not pair, this is a name. Okay, Control S. Now what I have to do is I have to update this stack. I don't want to do this. I'll remove this thing. And now we'll try to update the stack. The command will be same as usual, but instead of create, this time I'll be using update stack. So just remove this create and hit update. This is it. And just wait for it. So we got the error. Let's see. This is type of properties. So just create a new thing, properties, and inside that properties you need to define these things. Of course, try again, and this time you can see you got the output. Once again we'll go to the CloudFormation, click here, and you can see this is in progress. You can click here and see the progress. So it's done. So inside events, we can see this is done. Inside resources, you can see EC2 instance. And here the delete is complete. You can see S3 bucket is deleted. So this is it. Now we can proceed with the further things. Now I need to create security group for this instance. Of course, the security groups are very important. Security groups are nothing but the ports. Okay, so for that particular instance, you need to open the port like 2022 for accessing from SSH, 80 for HTTP, for 437 I think for HTTPS, 443 I guess, yes, 443 for HTTPS. So this kind of ports we need to define inside security group. So for that we need one security group. So here you can define EC2 security group. Now here you need to define the group name, but before that we need to define properties. Okay, and of course type. So AWS EC2 security group. Okay, so this is my type security group. Now we need to define properties. Inside that properties we'll be having group name. You can define anything by the way, but I'll suggest you to define more precisely. You can use join as well if you want. Okay, and so what join is to, you need to define like comma separated in arrow. Okay, so this will be joined by hyphen, let's say. So if I want to join two things, what I'll do is I'll define, let's say, another array over here, and whatever the name that you just gave here, you can grab this thing. Okay, but I need to define this thing like this: EC2 security, let's say, group. Okay, and one more thing, you need to do this comma, let's say dev, so it will be joined by this thing. So you can define this, or you can simply name it as well. It's all up to you how you define. Okay, after that we can proceed with group description. Here you can define the description, whatever it may be. EC2 security group for HTTP and HTTPS and SSH. This is it. So this is my group description. Now I can define security group ingress. So what is this? All the ports that you need to export, you need to define here. Okay, all the port forwarding thing you can say. So here you need to define protocol. Protocol will be HTTP, HTTPS, okay, TCP. Okay, so let's go with TCP. Now from port, like from which IP you wanna passport to specific ID, port from to. Okay, you can define this to anything. From should be like which is internal port, of course. Now here you can define CIDR IP. Okay, so what is CIDR IP? It is the specific IP that you can define here. I'll go with 00, so it will accept all. Okay, now I need to define this thing for 2 more times. Of course, I told you for the port 443 and 22. So this is it. I have defined security group ingress, group description inside properties. This is my security group. Now I need to define this security group here. So this is my ID more precisely. So you can define security group IDs, okay, colon, and here you can take a reference of that particular ID. This one. This is it. I think this is done. We can proceed with update again. If we have errors, then we'll get errors. Otherwise, it will update automatically. I hope it should work. So it is updated, but I have made one mistake. This is my IP protocol. Okay, so I need to update this thing again. This is it. So now what I'll do is I'll save this file. I'll hit this again. Okay, but I guess I have to wait for execution. So yeah, you can see we got the error already over here. Of course, it won't work. Let me try again. And could not connect to this. Let's try again. So let's try again last time. After that, what we can do is we can delete the stack. Okay, it's done. Yeah, it's done. Okay, it's in progress. Now we'll go to the events and you can see one by one all the things. It's completed. Okay, security group is created. EC2 instance will be there. Till then we can refresh this thing. Okay, cool. So let me clear this out till then. And now the last thing, I think the meta will be there. Parameters will be there. Like, see, this output is still empty. We can define output. If we are creating one S3 bucket, we need to export the IP of any instance. We need to export the URL. You can export it here. Inside parameters, you can have your parameters. So we'll learn these parameters now, which is very important. Okay, till then let's wait for this to finish. If something will go wrong, it will delete in progress. EC2 instance is deleting. Okay, cool. Okay, so let's start with the parameters now. So now you can define parameters over here. Okay, you can name it whatever it may be. So I'm gonna name it instance type. So whatever we are defining hard-coded things over here, I wanted to make it in parameters. So this will be my instance type. So inside that there will be a type. Type will be string. The default you need to define. Default will be t2.micro. After that there will be allowed values. So inside allowed values we can have list of all the templates that we need to define. t2.micro. There are a lot, like, but I wanted to restrict the user to select from this two only. That's why I'm using allowed values. After that we can have description. Inside description we can have anything. So you can say enter type of instance, more precisely select, because we are giving options, select type of instance. So this is it. We can, one more thing we can do, if something goes wrong, then we can define the constraint description. Description, and it will be must be valid EC2 instance. So this is it. Now we can define key name. Okay, now key name should be, you need to define description. So you can say select key name. So we already created key, already we have one key, so we can say default is Mahesh. I have already created one Mahesh, if you remember guys. And here you can define again same thing, constraint description, must be a valid key name. Now you need to define type. So type will be AWS EC2 key pair key name. This is it. So we have got instance type and key name. Now what I'll do is I'll provide a reference over here. Or you can grab this thing, instance type. Okay, now here you need to define a reference of key name. So this is it. You can provide reference for this thing as well and onwards. So again we need to update the stack. Let's try this again. So you can see if he reload this thing, okay, it's already done. So let's go again. Let's understand the resources. We have security groups. So it's already done because we have to upload this thing. It's taking the default values. It's not taking any, it's not giving us options to select inside terminal. So what we can do is we can simply delete this thing first. We can wait for this thing to delete. You can do this manually from here as well. Until then we will get back our S3 thing, okay, that we have created. I need to go back with Ctrl Z. Definitely I'll get my S3 thing. I don't want to write again. We can write this thing as well, but let's try to get this thing. Yeah, this is my S3 bucket. Yeah, I remember. So let's get this thing again. Ctrl X, and inside resources, let's close this thing. Inside resources, I need to define my S3 bucket. So this is my S3 bucket. You can define one more thing here if you want, like website configuration. Like you can define which one will be your index document. Index document will be index.html or any you can choose, okay. And there will be error document. Error document will be your error.html, let's say. And now what you have to do is, I already told you inside outputs we haven't got anything. So here we can define outputs, and in that output, let's say I want to deploy the URL of that S3 bucket. So website URL I want. Now what I'll do is I'll define value, and inside that value I'll use get att. Okay, and inside that att we need to define a list of S3 bucket. This is a name S3 bucket. Okay, and we need website URL, the name that we just given. After that we can define description, and description will be URL for S3 bucket. So we got the description as well. So you can define HTTPS again, lots of things inside output. This is just example. Now we got it already. Let's refresh this thing. It's done already. Now create a stack. Now you can upload template from here. Select this thing manually and you will get the option. So I have just created template.yaml in desktop. So let's choose this template.yaml, open this thing, wait for this to load. Inside you can see this thing inside designer as well. Let's try this out. So this is the thing. Okay, so you can see the graphical UI that what we are doing. You can directly drag something from here as well if you want. Okay, you can connect this thing to something, like it's all up to you. For now I don't need this thing, so I'll go back where I was. Okay, I need to leave this thing, and again we'll try to upload this thing. Choose template, open template, wait for load and select on next once we get this thing. Now click on next, and now so let's see if I'm able to. Okay, cool. So we can get error here. So you can see website configuration is wrong. So inside here S3 bucket we see that this is a part of properties. We need to upload the template once again. Choose here, select template, open this thing, wait for this thing, click on next, and you can see you will be greeted by this screen that these are parameters that we have created over here. Key name and description of instance. Okay, select instance, select key name. Key name is only one key name I have given, so this is default. After that, if I click on next, you can see the stack name is required, which was I was providing from terminal. Now I'm using GUI for that. These key tags are optional. You can choose IAM role if you want from here, or you can directly select next from here. This is the actual process from UI. Okay, if you want to do this from UI, you can do this thing. Okay, and after that, if you see these things are proper, you can edit all the things, and after that you can create the stack. Let's see if everything is alright. We'll get our output over here, which is S3 URL. So it will take some time to finish everything, so let's wait for it. So now you can see we got create template over here, and if I go inside outputs, I'll get this URL. Open link in new tab, you will see 404. So I don't have anything there, So we got 404. Okay, so this is it. This is all about what we have created. Okay, that's why we use CloudFormation. So thank you very much all of you guys for being with me, supporting me all the time. It's been pleasure to be here. If you want some more videos from my side, please let me know inside comment box, and don't forget to subscribe my channel, smash that like button, and I'll be coming with more exciting sessions such like this. And